Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. This is Kim at Uncensored Food. And today I'm going to make a wonderful Italian briolata, which is a stuffed bread, stuffed with sausage and garlic and onion and cheese and, you know. My niece Jessica reminded me that my Aunt Marie, that's Mom's sister, used to make this all the time. I don't remember. I just really don't remember because I'm old as fuck and that shit happens. But it sounds like me. It sounds like I would love it. So here's how we make it. Starting. Now what I did here first is I minced up onions, 1 small onion, 3 or 4 garlic, and cooked those in butter and oil. Then I added the deconstructed sausage. You just squeeze it out of the casing, break it up. Looks like this. And you still need a little more flavor to go with that. So what I'm gonna do is a little bit of salt, lots of pepper. By the way, black pepper, so fucking good for you. So use it. And I'm going to use this green Tbsp, which I personally adore. It's not too hot, but it's got a kick and it's got a vinegary taste that I find quite yummy. Also, we're gonna add just a little bit of red sauce. You could use a regular marinara sauce, you could use a pizza sauce. Most of the sauce is going to be saved for the outside, which is going to be, you know, for dipping, because this is supposed to be eaten by hand. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in. I'm using a little pizza sauce today because I wanted that vinegary taste. You mix some of this all together, you'll be forced to constantly taste it. You have to make sure it's delicious. Which this is. And set this aside. I will be adding cheese to it shortly, but I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. So while these flavors are melting, I'm gonna make a little bit of bread that this is gonna get stuffed into. Stand by. Okie dokie, while that is cooling, I'll start on making the bread. Start with a good stand mixture and add 2 cups of warm water. Don't put this in the microwave, don't nuke it, none of that stuff. 2 packages of a dry active yeast. Mix that together gently. Then this is gonna get covered with saran wrap for about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, just till the yeast blooms. That's a big cooking word. So, bada boom, sit there and behave yourself for 5 minutes. And while you're sitting there behaving yourself for 5 minutes, try not to go over there and eat all that delicious sausage. Shit, this is difficult. So while that is blooming, I have in another bowl, I have 5½ cups of all-purpose flour and a tablespoon of salt. Mix that together, set it aside. We'll get to that in a minute. That yeast is perfectly bloomed, so now to that we're gonna add 1/4 cup of olive oil and just mix that in gently. Now to the KitchenAid or whatever stand mixture you're using, add a dough hook, put this in, and we're gonna start adding all that flour, 1 cup at a time. This is gonna take about 15 minutes to do properly, so busy yourselves. Okay, it comes out looking like this. You're gonna throw that onto your counter with a little bit of flour. God, it smells so good. Come on, baby. And knead this for just a few moments, and then let it rest for 15 minutes. Oh, it smells so good. Boom, buddy, boom. Look at that. I have to let this double in size, which is gonna take 1 or 2 hours, which is gonna fucking kill me to have to wait that long. But first, just do that for 15 minutes. Come right back. Next, now I'm gonna, I don't have a big enough glass bowl, so I have a metal bowl that I heated with just hot water, because I don't want it to be so cold. And sheesh. Take this and just put a little olive oil in there. Now, this beautiful, oh, does that smell good? Yum. Take this dough, put it in here, whip it around, always to get it all covered in oil. It's the Italian way. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Now this is gonna get covered, fuck, guess I'm doing laundry, with a couple of towels and put in a warm place for an hour or two until it rises. We are ready. This doubled in size. Look at that beauty. Now you take that and, oh, it's so light and airy. Pop it out onto a floured surface. Before you do much of anything, cut it in half. We're gonna make 2 of these Briolata sausage rolls. Oh, my Auntie Marie would be so delighted. This is her recipe that my sister and my niece reminded me of. Pull out your rolling pin, come on, and make a big rectangle with one piece. Get there any way you can. Took me a while, but I got there. Now you take this delicious spicy sausage and you make a thin layer of the sausage. All right. Now, cheese. Be generous. Now we're ready to roll. Give yourself a tool to help. Look at that. Numbers. Gorgeous. Pinch the edges. I may have too much here, so I'll just cut it off. Let's see if I can do this without destroying it. Well, yes, I can. Place this on a piece of parchment paper. Look at that pretty thing. Pinch it together so that nothing goos out. And repeat. Bounces nicely. Keep flipping. Nobody is more surprised than I am that this worked, in case you're wondering. So both pieces are put together, right? Look at that beautiful thing. Oh my God, it weighs a ton. This won't put a dimple on my ass or nothing. All right, once you have these edges pinched together, stick it back in another warm place, back in the oven, just with the light on, for about 30 minutes or so. And I'm preheating the oven to 400 degrees. Now comes the fun part. I totally forgot about this until Candy told me about it, my sister. And this is something that Aunt Marie used to do. Aunt Marie was the cook in the family, that my mother's sister. This is her recipe. You take an egg yolk, and to that you add a teaspoon or so of sugar, maybe a little more. Mix that all together, and this is gonna be the egg wash. By mixing sugar in it, which I forgot. You didn't notice, did you? This is what's gonna give you your shiny crust. It's gonna be awesome. So just give this a little paint. Look at that. Because the sugar will then caramelize, but you won't really taste sugary stuff. This is not a sweet dish, but oh my God, wouldn't it be awesome to fill this with apples or cinnamon sugar and whatever? I just invented something that could be next. But anyway, this is gonna make a beautiful crust. Then, when the oven is 400 degrees, this is gonna go in for 10 minutes at 400 degrees, then get turned down to 350 and cook for another 30 minutes or so. So as soon as that hits 400, we're gonna do that. What do you think? Notice I was envious of her blue hair, so I painted my hair blue today. It's okay with you? This is the food that you eat with your fingers. You cut slices out of it and you pick it up with your hands. So I have to wait until it gets a little cooler to handle, otherwise everything will just splooge all over the place. You hate when stuff splooshes, right? So let it cool. I can hardly stand it.